You play an important role on foreign policy. I hope in dealing with the IMF, you make it clear that our support for Pakistan's request is focused on the fairness of their elections and human rights and democracy in Pakistan in general. I hope you'll do everything possible to make sure that any change at the IMF does not give Iran additional special drawing rights or allow them to use their existing special drawing rights to turn into currency that they can use. And finally, I hope that we see sanctions against the individuals Human Rights Watch has identified with the Amhara regional forces in northern Ethiopia, and that you'll focus on Eritrea's terrorizing of the Tigray region of Ethiopia. On taxation, I want to commend you on the direct file program, but you can go a step further. Senator Warren and I have focused on the 36 countries where they send you a pre-populated return. And you can just click yes, or you can change it. And of course, it's voluntary. You don't have to look at it at all. And I look forward to the day when the vast majority of taxpayers can just click yes, or maybe add the name of a newborn child and be done with their tax return. On crypto, you were instructed by the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act to have the rules enforced for the 2023 tax season. They're not enforced, so you're behind on rules designed to enforce taxation on crypto transactions. But I want to focus your attention on the capital gains allowance. We provide at very great cost to our Treasury an incentive for investors to invest in stocks, chiefly, also real estate, because we want to build our economy. And there's arguments as to whether it's very effective or only slightly effective, but the reason for capital gains allowance is to encourage investment that builds an economy. Can you think of a reason why we would, at our cost of the U.S. government, incentivize people to invest in the Chinese economy? Why do we provide a capital gains allowance for investing in Chinese stock? Is there any reason you can think of?
Well, in general, we've made a decision that capital gains should be treated similarly and only taxed when they're realized.
Well, I'm not talking about realization. You sell a Chinese stock at a profit. You pay a lower tax on that than your assistant pays on his or her earned income. Now, that's to encourage you to invest in the stock. Why do we want to, is there a national purpose in encouraging Americans to invest in Chinese equities that you're aware of? Because I'm not.
Well, I mean, in general, I think the view has been that both inward and outward investment are economically beneficial. There certainly
I'll want to move on to another issue, but encouraging the building of the Chinese economy is not thought by most members of Congress to be a good use of federal funds. On bank regulation, there's no easy answer. If our standards are too low, we could see the need for bailouts as we did in 2008, which not only shakes the economy, it shakes the social fabric of our society. But if those standards are too high, we lose economic growth and we move money away from banks, which do an inadequate job of lending to small businesses in our districts, over to Wall Street, where they don't even, for the most part, pretend to do the job of investing in small businesses in our districts. We have the possible designation of SIFIs. When I was here and we crafted that definition, the thinking was some companies have such liabilities that if they go bankrupt, it destroys the whole economy. Is there a reason why you're focused on identifying as SIFIs entities that don't have substantial liabilities, such as mutual funds and money managers?
I'm sorry, we're certainly focused on the entire financial system. FSOC is not only on banks.
Right, but is your why would you designate an entity that doesn't have substantial liabilities?
We would only designate an entity if IFSOC determined that its material distress would pose a severe threat to the financial stability of the United States.
Thank you very much.
The